Oh, we're starting. Hello everybody. How is everyone doing tonight? I am your host commentator Sam, and I am joined here with V8 Field again.
For that.
Yeah, and obviously this is round 3 of the CRL season 2 season, and obviously we are in tier 1 tonight. It's Spain tonight. It's not really the best track, is it? Spain. Many people like it. Some people dislike it as well. What are your thoughts on Spain?
When it comes to Spain, it's probably my least favorite track.
It's probably
It
one of
never makes
mine.
good races.
It's probably one of my least favorite tracks as well. If I'm honest, it's not really my favourable track. I do league racing around here. It's almost as bad, in my opinion, as, and this is probably going to sound really, really critical, it's probably as bad as Monaco, really, because Monaco is tight and twisting, and sometimes can be very repetitive. But at least it literally gets you to focus. This track, it's not hard to drive around. It's just not a very exciting track to drive around. That's basically what probably everyone is like about. However, though, enough about criticizing the track, because obviously most leagues have it anyway. It is a track that sometimes can provide good racing, sometimes can provide those overtakes, and maybe sometimes provide probably some of the best races of league seasons. Some people in the chat, 4 people watching right now. Welcome to the stream, and obviously welcome to round 3 of CRL. V8 Field says hype. Okay, yep, hype. Pizza Broker says heyo, and Sam Gamer Official says hi to everyone. So, how's everyone doing? I hope you are enjoying your evening, night, or day, depending on what time of the what time it is right now where you all are. Anyway, so who's the first ones out on track? It would be just as, I'm just going to call you just as, well, just as, because as just doesn't sound great. So just call you Justice as, oh my god, I don't know. Either way, he's in the Alpha tonight, teammates with Valentino, who's had not really the greatest of starts, had a good race in Bahrain. He definitely probably would have wanted a little bit more out of that, but it's fine, he will get going today. Talk about strategy here, V8. There's a lot of different people on different strategies here. Some people going out in the hards, some in the mediums, and some on the softs as well. So, what's the strategy for you here around this track?
I normally find myself doing mediums to hards. Feels just the safest option. Pretty high deck track, in my opinion. I always struggle with the tyres. Maybe that could be my driving, but I'm not too sure. So normally I go hards to mediums or mediums to hards.
That's rather interesting then, obviously, because there's quite a few people who have decided to go on soft straight away. As just as is the first man on an actual lap, Sam is also just behind. We'll make sure that we know who to go to after that. There's also a McLaren behind. That would be Lucas. However, this is just as his lap, the first man on a lap. So we're going to stick on board with him, and goes Purple's first sector, of course, because we have to. First driver on the track, but it's going to be interesting to see what his lap can be to set the pace on the hard tyres. And Sam is also on the hard tyres. The first soft runner would be Lucas to cross the line, so expect him to take the early top position. But we'll just have to wait and see. Could be wrong. Anyway, so we're now going into the final sector. It's a pretty good lap here from Justas at the moment, doing very well. Brakes just before the 50-metre board into that tight corner, and through this section as well. Pretty strong through his lap on these hard tyres, doing pretty well. Into the final few corners, very tricky. You could either gain a lot of time here or actually lose quite a lot of time here, especially over that sausage curve. You could probably use the track a little bit more efficiently through that final corner there, and then obviously cross the line, and it's a 1 minute 10.999, so 1 minute 18.999, apologies. I was going to say a 1 minute 10 around this track would be probably impossible. I think the McLaren spun. I'm taking that assumption to the next level. And there's a Alpha going across the line. That would be Valentino, who's about to finish the lap. And okay, he just decides to cross the line inconveniently there. So I wonder if he was just seeing what the pace of soft tyres could do. I don't think it was a legitimate lap, as you can kind of guess. He stopped on the line there. Maybe that was the reason. There's a Toro Rosso, the next one to cross the line. That's probably Sidris. Actually, he's coming to the pits, so never mind. Finley, no. It was old Eric. Let's see what he can get. He's gone 5th place at 1 minute 24.6. Mercedes pizza broken.
Moldrick there.
Pizza broken across the line. Was that someone at the bottom? There, Thomas goes fastest. Was that someone who left at the bottom there? I think. I'm not sure who that was. Quite a few people may have to suffer from those issues, since there's a bit of a storm going on at the moment here in the UK. So a bunch of people may have a little bit of issues simply because of that reason. So just be aware. As who is about to finish a lap now? That would be Will. Or who's spun?
Zed, Lord Zed,
yeah.
Dissector.
Guil at the moment is just completed a lap. Didn't really improve. Omar Spaghetti coming through these corners. But there's two. This will be Finley then. Finley's who's going to come around the final corner. What's his sectors looking like? I didn't see. Oh, and it's not very good. It's a 1 minute 22.7 on the hard tyres. So 4 seconds off the pace. Well, almost 4 seconds off the pace of Thomas on the hard tyres. He'll need to play a little bit of catch up if he wants to get a good qualifying position here. Back to Omar Spaghetti. He's coming towards the end of his lap. He's now going into sector 3. So let's see what happens. I think Laggy Racer was the person who actually joined the session, not left the session, I think. Because he's definitely not in his qualifying position, and Omar Spaghetti has messed up his lap anyway, so we are going to move forward. Who is probably on a reasonable lap right now? Probably Finley or Lucas. Lucas has actually spun. I caught that on camera, not the best place to catch it, and that's actually both Red Bulls are spun. So Red Bull's looking rather a bit dodgy on their setups, maybe a little bit oversteery. It's causing that. Could be also understeer. Finley coming through the final corners then. Is this a better lap, or he's missed the apex quite a lot there? However, coming through the final corner now, see what he can do.
Williams in the gravel in turn 3, it looks like.
Yeah, that would be a Williams of Pedge there. Unfortunately, not what he wants to see. 2 lap old softs. I don't know why he decides to stay out with the softs. He'll probably come in at the end of this lap. Valentino on the hards, and he is on an out lap. Who is on a lap on the hards who may be up? It's not Pizza Broken, definitely not Gil. Thomas has set the fastest lap again, so Thomas at the moment setting the pace in front of everyone else. And there's Cohen. Cohen has joined the session, so Cohen, who's just come back from a holiday. I think he's actually just come back just now, and he's been able to make the race tonight, so that's very impressive for Cohen to get right back into it, and probably maybe feeling a little bit rusty, but it's going to be good for him tonight, and hopefully start from the back. It gives him a challenge straight away, so we'll just have to wait and see. Sidris at the moment is going to be the next one to cross the line, probably with the best tyres. He's on the softs, so like V8 just said to me earlier about the softs, probably not the best tyres to use around this track. However, Sidris thinks it's going to work. Let's see, through this corner, through the final corner then, pretty interesting line. They didn't do bad out the final part of that chicane. However, what lap time is it going to be? It's a 1 minute 18.8, still 4/10 slower than Thomas, who's on the hard tyres. So at the moment, Thomas is much quicker than most people. And let's see what's happening in the chat as we just wait for somebody to come out on an interesting tyre. That would be Valentino, who's actually gone on there. But while we wait for his lap to get further and closer, let's just have a look at the moment. Gavin says hello. Laggy Racer says, I'm bleep. I'm not going to say that because I stay professional as possible. I'm going to be aggressive. I'm going to be the aggressive me. So watch out. Apologies about that. And Koa says, I'm back just half an hour and no practice. That must be a terrible feeling. And Omar is the best. Who's Omar? Oh, Omar Spaghetti, of course. And Valentino there, he's actually got across the track. He's lost the car, so not what he wants to see. So he'll be back into the pits then. Next is Iceman. Still yet to settle up, but the only one of two drivers still yet to settle up. Let's see what lap time he's going to get. 1 minute 19.9. It's a second and a half of Thomas. Looking at the hard tyres, so unfortunately for him, he's quite a distance off Thomas in the hard tyre range at the moment. I mean, if we were also to do it for the soft tyres as well, he's a bit slower than Lord Z on those soft tyres, so yeah. Ark keeps leaving and joining. Ark has had this issue last week, and he's got a similar issue this week where he just cannot get the right racing, and he can't get a full racing, and that's unfortunate for him.
Last week he ended up glitching out and being a minute ahead of everyone else.
He got a podium,
Somehow.
didn't he?
He got a podium.
Yeah, it weren't legitimate though. It was taken away from him, obviously, because obviously he didn't finish the race. Gavin asked me how am I doing. I'm doing alright, Gavin. A little bit exhausted this evening, however I'm feeling a little alright at the moment, as we just wait for another car to set a lap time on probably a tyre that's probably more like set the best time possible. Old Eric is going to be that man to do so. In the Renault right now, he's keeps going up and down on his throttle. Rather interesting move. Let's see what he goes into this corner then. He's doing it again. He's doing a da-da-da-da-da. It's a bit of a weird sequence there, in my opinion. Rather interesting and different tactic. I'm usually quite a little bit more smooth with that. Just revving up and down the engine looks a bit odd. However, we all have different styles.
He's using automatic gears or something, so doesn't really have control over it. I don't know though.
His ERS is automatic as well, or he's just not bothering to turn it down. Because at this point, I would turn down the ERS during some sections where obviously, you know, time isn't going to be affected too much, whatever ERS you use. And yeah, so old Eric's time, a 1 minute 19.989. Not the best, not the worst. So from him, however, Pizza Broken's on a lap. Expect a decent lap from Pizza Broken in the Mercedes. He's not the slowest driver. He's one of the quicker drivers that I'm aware in this tier. So be aware that he might have a good lap here. I believe he set his time on the hard tyres. He did indeed. Let's see what happens with Pizza Broken then in that Mercedes. So he moves down to 12th place because that's Pedge getting the fastest lap. However, he set that on the softs, and the softs apparently are not the best tyre to use. And Pizza Broken come around the final corner then. It's not even an official lap. I've just realised, I don't know where he's gone wrong. However, Valentino on a lap then. 6th place in the moment. Not bad. Oh, he's almost lost the car there, and he's a little bit early on the throttle there. This track is also quite difficult, and that is a McLaren going quite slowly, just letting Valentino pass to finish his lap. Valentino into the last two corners gets a bit of a sausage curb, not the best thing. Let's see what he does around the final corner. It looks like it's going to be an interesting lap time. Is he going to be up on it? Needs to be. He's down on it. So he needs to get up on that time. Otherwise, he is going to have to start on the softs. Which I'm sure is nothing that he's intended to do since he's gone on the hards throughout the whole qualifying. Except from that one lap. So it's his job now to get back to the pits quickly. I'll probably put a fresh set of mediums on, or he's going to do the hards. So it's going to be either way. Gil at the moment, Gil on a lap on the medium tyres, so he's probably going on his fastest set he can. He's at 1 minute 20.076 in the previous lap on the hards. Not the best lap. Let's see what Gil can do though. Can he set an absolute amazing lap? Is that almost spaghetti coming through with Valentino in front of him? Yes, it is. Gil is looking to get up then. Position as I'm just going to find Omar Spaghetti just in case. As Gil through the final corner there. It's pretty nice exit. There we go. Goes pole position then. Ahead of Thomas and Pedge there. 1 minute 17.9. Omar Spaghetti about to cross the line. It's 4 times up. Doesn't move him up a position though. And it's on the soft tyres as well. 1 minute 20.3. Not the best lap at all on the soft tyres. He actually goes provisionally at the back of the grids technically, because Lucas's lap is surely not the best lap he could do, and obviously Ark has not set a lap time, although he's now going to. So McLaren going slow as well, just had to watch out, make sure he's out the way, and that's what he does. Make sure he's out the way of Ark, who's at the moment is going pretty smoothly on this lap. Although it's only first sector done, can't really tell too much whether this lap is going to be an improvement or not until we get to the end of sector 2, unless obviously he's much up through sector 1, like by 3/10 for example. He's not using the DRS though there, so rather a bit of interesting thought. I don't know why he's not using the DRS there to his advantage. He's kind of missed out on that. And through the final corners, and he's coming into this final tricky chicane section, and he's actually gonna. It looks like he's pulled out the lap, perhaps. I don't know. It's rather interesting. He's not put DRS on. No, he's not set an actual official lap there. I don't know if he invalidated there though. However, I don't know what was up with that. I don't actually know what's up with my stream either. I cannot at the moment. I cannot actually have a look. There we go.
Omar Spaghetti's in the wall there.
Oh yeah.
Turn one.
Wait, oh, who's that? There's a Ferrari gone very wide, and
That looks to be cute. No.
that must be Ark. Ark's gone
Ark
wide.
gone
There.
into the ground.
I don't know what's happened to him. He's gone back into the. Has he left the session again? No idea.
I can't spectate Ark.
Neither can I. I don't know what's going on with him.
It said he was in the pits on my timing tower, but his car was.
His car
all
was
the way
just off
off.
the track. Yeah.
That's. What?
Just lobbies.
That's Codemasters for you.
I mean, everyone's gonna say the same thing as what we're gonna say here. Who can't just wait for F1 2020 at this point?
Oh.
The amount of glitches, and bugs that you can discover on this game is unreal. However, Thomas coming through the final corner, and there we go. Thomas had an absolute blistering pace lap there, 5/10 ahead of Gil. To go pole position, and Gil probably thought he was going to get that pole position, and Sidress is round on the soft tyres. He's round. Sam is on a lap. Is it an actual lap though? It looks like it. Let's see how he does here through the final corner. It's not really a proper lap though. 6 seconds down, of course. And this is Valentino. This is an interesting one. This is really his last chance. He needs to improve his time. There's his teammate gone off, I think, just as the off the track. But Valentino does go quite early, and oh, he's invalidated. Valentino's gone and invalidated the lap time, and unfortunately for
He's
him,
7 tenths up.
he's 7 tenths up. But that lap time has been set on the softs, so he has to start on the softs unless next as Iceman moves up, which he has done up to 4th place. It's now up to Lucas. Lucas needs to move up for anything to happen. That's not going to happen. So Valentino starts 10th, but Valentino will have to start on those soft tyres. That's probably not what he wanted to happen there. And through that final corner, that's kind of screwed him over. And that's not good. So Thomas takes pole position in Spain then. A pretty decent qualifier, 5 tenths ahead of the guys, of someone in second. I think it was Gil in second place. Yes, it was. Who was third in the end? I didn't really check who was third. It was Pedge in third. However, he did set it on the soft tyres, so 7 tenths off the pace on the medium tyres. Pretty interesting, but Pedge on the soft tyres may struggle a little bit more. Next, Iceman a second down on the medium tyres. Not a bad lap after all, though, in the end, finishing 4th. And it's an absolute cluster of different strategies here. You've got just us on the hard tyres, who'll be starting on them tyres in 5th place. Citrus on the softs in 6th, Sam in 7th on the hards, Pizza Broken in 8th on the mediums, Lucas in 9th on the mediums, and of course Valentino on the softs. So a big mixture of tyres there, and that could be a lot of interesting strategies going on in this race. 1 stops and 2 stops. And Gavin said he already invalidated before the final corner. I did not notice that. That's just me. However, obviously Valentino now will have to start on those soft tyres, and they're not favoured around this track. However, who knows? You just got to wait for everyone to ready up, getting their setups sorted out, and we'll be on the formation lap for round 3 of season 2. And there we go, we're going to be on the formation lap then to get this race underway soon. Thomas will lead the way though from Gil at the start. Gil's actually going to pass Thomas, I think, maybe to kind of give Thomas some sort of note there. He's probably going to say something like, this is going to happen on lap 1, turn 1, going to absolutely fly into the distance ahead of you. And obviously, oh, what's happened there? I hope those two haven't intentionally touched there, so otherwise that's them out of the formation lap. As we're going to do this, we're going to just set up everything we need, so the tyres are there, enabled telemetry, and obviously chat map and lap data. So it's very interesting to have all this stuff beside us. You get to know how drivers are doing, like when they are putting the throttle down, and maybe get a few tips from some of the guys here if maybe you are trying to improve around the track of Spain, which is why I leave the telemetry on, just in case you want to see roughly how these guys when these guys put the throttle on, and maybe if you're learning no traction as well, it's kind of helpful for you as well. For example, because you know these can't put the throttle down immediately. However, then let's stop blabbing on about that, because we've got some race action in a minute, and we've also got some 18 plus Formula 1. Always lovely to see that most of the time on on our screens. I mean, if you didn't get the joke, you're too young for the joke. It doesn't matter. Anyway, Thomas will line up on pole position then, gets the pole position here in Spain pretty convincingly. on those medium tyres. Guil in second, obviously Pedge in third as well. He's on the soft tyres, Pedge, so I'm wondering if he'll get a better start off the line perhaps. There is a chance of that happening, and obviously through the first couple of corners he's probably going to have more speed than the two guys ahead. It just depends how late he decides to brake. On board with Thomas then for the start. I'm going to actually do this then. I'm going to go on board for the start. Don't usually see that, and here we go. We get underway for the Spanish Grand Prix here in CRL Season 2. I think Thomas gets a decent start, but look at Guil, and he's actually done what I said he would probably do when he done that on the formation lap. Gets straight past Thomas, and they've gone inside each other, so a lot of issues with internet there from both sides. I don't know whose side it was, but Thomas regains the lead from Guil, but Guil looked like he had it run. And look at this behind as well. Pedge loses the position to Just As. Gotta be careful. You don't want to. Both McLarens are spun. They've had some sort of 2016 issue with Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg, perhaps. I do not know, but Omar Spaghetti spins. He spins a lot, doesn't he? I had to mention Just Us up to third, then beats out Pedge on those soft tyres, Pedge, so not a good start from him, probably not what he expected, to lose a position to a hard tyre driver. However, next is Iceman just behind on the medium tyres, will probably be licking his lips in about a lap's time, thinking that these soft tyres are already going to be gone, and he's already going to have momentum. There is a Red Bull who's just come off the track. I think he's just spawned back on again. Not sure if you're allowed to legally do that. And there's virtual safety car. There's a virtual safety car. Someone's lost a car behind. It's Cohen, I think, who's lost a car, and he's got wing damage. Cohen's got wing damage. So this is going to be interesting to see what he does then. Is he going to come into the pits this lap? Surely he is.
Yeah.
There we go. Rather interesting way to enter the pit lane. Oh my word, he's almost completely lost his wheel. He's almost completely lost his wheel. Oh my god, we're back to 18 plus F1 at the front. These two like right inside each other, and Guil's actually in the lead now. And look at this, Thomas is like mad. That's the one where you could describe it like that. Thomas. No, Guil has mounted Thomas. That's you could describe it like that. There's no other way to describe it. How are you supposed to describe this? This is not racing. This is rather.
That seems to be synced.
Let's see this on board. Does this happen on board? Oh no, they just go inside each other on board, so that's good. I don't understand why that happens. Oh my words. Anyway, Guil is still leading this race, only before Thomas somehow... Oh my god, Jesus Christ. Oh my god.
From Just Us.
Alright. I can't. I need to stop looking at these guys, and hopefully there's going to be a overtake soon at the back here. Because I'm getting way too distracted by these two in front, but these two seem to be the only ones really battling for a position at the moment. So cool, because obviously it's difficult to overtake on this track. I guess Sam on the Iceman's going to be an interesting one soon. Sam probably looking for a momentum on the exit there. He's not going to catch him though.
Already up into 10th. I'm starting in 17th position, 7 places gained off the start.
Yeah.
So I guess he wasn't lying when he said he was going to be the aggressive version of himself.
Yeah, and he's gone all the way up to 10th place.
I'm sure.
Sam at the moment.
Safety car.
Oh my god, Thomas has just basically barged Guil out the way there for the lead of the race. How is Sam doing? He's not going to catch up to Iceman just soon, so we do actually have to go back to this battle at the front here, which Guil has kind of lost a little bit out to Thomas, which is not what he wants to see. I'm stumbling on my words a lot now. However, there'll probably be a battle on the straight here between these two. Let's just wait and see. There's an 8th, 10th gap, so actually I think Thomas might be too far away to really see something like that. Sam is 5 tenths behind, but you can see he's closing to Iceman, getting very close to him, in fact, and he might actually make a move here. This is going to be a decent move from Sam here. And there we go, takes the position up to 5th place. Iceman goes 6th, and actually goes well wide there. So I'm wondering if Sam pushed Iceman out a little bit probably made him feel a little uncomfortable. Citrus, I think, tried to make a move on Lord Zed. Did not work. Any more towards that? Nothing really interesting going on at the back. A lot of gaps. Oh, Pedge and Justas there. Has Pedge just forced his way past Justas there? I'm not sure, but Justas down to 4th place. Pedge up to 3rd. Lithuanian versus Czech Republic driver. So rather interesting two nationalities. Don't really see many of both nationalities in league racing. It's interesting to see them near the front. Probably some of the fastest guys of their nationality in the country. However, I don't want to jumble my words up too much. Just as losing time to Pedge at the moment, which is kind of surprising. However, Sam is on the hunt, and he's on the hunt quickly. Trying to track down that Alfa Romeo, who will have DRS as well. He's not going to open it though, which is rather interesting. And obviously Pedge in 3rd place on the soft tyres. Should have better grip for now, however that will change very soon. I think Laggy Racer and Pizza Broken go side by side there. And it's quite close as well. These two, of course, were fighting for, I think, for 3rd place in the championship last year. Laggy Racer and Pizza Broken goes side by side through this corner. It's put it in the wrong car. However, I think Pizza Broken's just got by Laggy Racer, which is a good position held by him. Mercedes driver, though, in 10th place now, getting a point at the moment. A few battles up ahead here. Justas just close to Pedge, not going to make the move just yet. He's actually got a bit of a deeper line, probably to get a better exit there than Pedge. But however, there's no real overtaking move though through this final sector. Not really much you can do now. You just have to wait. Sam and Justas roaring to get past Pedge, so Pedge is starting to lose the pace on those soft tyres already. I mean, I'm going to bottle this name up. I'll say it in a minute, but I'm going to bottle it hard. However, Justas looks like he's going to make a move on that Pedge here. And, oh, it's a little bit of a touch there. And Pedge is fine, though. He's kept it. And I think that's Omar Spaghetti again. Or is that Lucas who's gone around? I think it's Lucas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Lucas because I saw him go down a position to Arc. And a Ferrari had just passed him as well, so... the two McLarens are spinning quite a lot this season. I'm definitely seeing that. And actually, Omar Spaghetti's completely cloned him, and he's actually out of the race. He's completely cloned his teammate. I think Lucas has spun again. I think.
Yeah.
The two McLarens. The two McLarens. What's going on?
Dire for them.
What is up with the McLarens? I do not know what's up with them. Virtual safety car. Can we see? No, we cannot. We cannot see that McLaren. I think he didn't actually crash into the wall. He just retired straight after it. Anyway, to the comments. Elvanas, I apologise if I've said that wrong. Said Thomas is from Lithuania too. Yes, of course, Thomas is from Lithuania too. I was aware of that. And he, oh, and Guil's got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, but that helps Thomas out. And yeah, Thomas is probably the fastest Lithuanian on the game. I don't know if I'm 100% correct or not. Don't know any eSports drivers, but Thomas is a very, very quick driver, and obviously deserves all credit. He's one of the fastest, or probably the fastest Lithuanian on the game. Who knows, it's unofficial for now, but maybe we can make something official in future. We never know. However, Sam being absolutely troubled by a ghosted McLaren right now. Probably want to get out of that ghosted McLaren as soon as possible. Yellow flags is set to 3. That's a bit of an issue with the Ferrari and Cohen. Cohen's retired.
Cohen, I think, spun. Oh my god.
What's he done?
I don't know what he's done. I think he's just retired, and then his AI just steered into Arc there. That's a really weird incident there, actually.
Has Art got damage?
I'm not too
No,
sure.
no, he hasn't. It's a rather
Probably on
interesting
our
one.
screen, he's finished the race with his lag.
I have no clue what's going on. Anyway, Nexus Iceman trying to catch up with Finley, who at the moment is in a battle for fourth place. So Iceman and Finley pretty close on pace, as it looks like. We'll just have to wait and see. Iceman closing, but he's not going to close in enough, and Finley is still going to maintain that fourth place. Having a strong race at the moment. Not sure where he started, and that is Lucas off again. The two McLarens, they seem to show some sort of clumsy sort of attributes so far this season. They keep spinning and maybe like crashing out. Not what you like to see for the McLaren team. He's gone on the soft tyres though again. Yellow flash is set to 1 again. I'm not sure if that had to do with McLaren. However, Nexus Iceman, Lucas has retired now. He's retired on track. A lot of people have said not to do that. I would rather you retire in the pit lane, as it could cause a safety car or a virtual safety car. That's what many leagues say to people who are driving. Do not retire out on track, as it causes these sort of things now. However, Nexus Iceman still behind Philly. Philly's gained a lot of time from him. I think Gil has made a move on Pizza Broken and is now literally tracking down the Red Bull in front of him. He should be able to get past the Red Bull in front of him. So let's see what happens here. He's also got fresher tyres as well, and it's going to be quite simple, and he's got the fastest lap as well. So at the moment, Giel doing very well to try and get up positions and maybe even get into the lead as well. However, we do have to take into consideration he's got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So yeah, but now he's got some clean air. He's got a clean race ahead of him. He could probably put in another stunning lap the next lap. So it's all about just chasing down the car ahead. I think Aldrich and Valentino are... Well, they're not in a battle. Valentino looked much clearer as the faster driver there. However, Aldrich not falling too far behind, but he's falling behind. Valentino looking to get quite far away.
Aldrich's still not pitted yet, so...
Yeah, neither has... Oh yeah, Valentino has actually. That's right, Laggy Racer is going to be the next one. 9 tenths ahead, and Laggy Racer took a well pour. Yeah, that was a terrible line for Laggy Racer there, and
the entire corner.
Yeah, Valentino now right up the back of him, just waiting for the right move. And look at him, he's almost pushing Laggy Racer through that corner. So Valentino much faster through there, and here he goes on the straight, surely going to make the move now. And VRT Valentino moves up to 9th place, so it's been an interesting race for Valentino. Obviously started on the soft tyres, it didn't matter, moved straight onto the medium tyres, and is obviously probably now looking to do a medium hard. Oh,
just cut the
close.
entire first corner.
Yeah, he has done. He's not got a penalty for that.
I'll have a look, see if he's got a warning.
He should have got a warning for that.
Apparently he's not got a warning, but that, in my opinion, is a pretty naughty from Laggy there.
I think Valentino would be a bit furious about that. Despite him getting the position, he knows that basically a driver cheated to try and keep his position ahead of Valentino, who, if you've looked on how far he's got away from Laggy Racer, he's clearly the faster driver. So he needed to make that move as soon as possible, and he's probably desperate to make the move, and he probably had the right reason to make it seem so desperate, because he's much quicker than Laggy Racer through here. Pedge is actually catching up to Laggy Racer as well, his teammate. And what's Williams going to do here? Is he going to just simply let his teammate pass? Maybe this was the reason why Laggy Racer was a bit aggressive with Valentino, because of course Valentino will only probably make one more stop, and Pedge will also only make one more stop. Pedge is actually going to go to the outside. They're not playing the team game. Laggy Racer at the moment, you said that he's going to go to the aggressive side, but he's not playing the team game at all. Look at this, he's going well close to Pedge, almost banging wheels, but Pedge is probably a bit faster than Laggy Racer at the moment. So Laggy Racer just has to let him pass and let it go. However, gets a much through that corner.
Oh, he was looking from a long way back there, trying to send the move up the inside, but Pedge just got the door closed in time. And Laggy's really trying to fight this. Really trying to save his tyres, trying to make the one-stop work.
Yeah, he said about the, oh, yeah, you can see what he means. He's gone way too much there, and he's lost quite a lot of time to Pedge, and now he's probably not... He could have had a chance to make a move on him there if he just followed right behind Pedge, but unfortunately he lost the car to the gravel a little bit. There's no connection for me. I don't know what that is about. Let me just hopefully get that back. Oh, I know why. I have used up all my data, which is annoying. I need to just answer a question quickly.
Laggy's continuing to cut the corner. He's spun.
Oh, he's spun.
Laggy's out of this race.
Yeah, you said about his tyres, he's not protected them that well, and the skies are interesting, by the way. A bit overcast. Virtual safety car is out now, but it's overcast weather. We may see some rain in this race. I don't know.
That would be a pretty sick twist towards the end.
I mean, skies have gotten darker, definitely. I mean, I definitely noticed that throughout the race. And usually when they do get darker, it sparks rain. Anyways, Thomas is his help because Thomas is actually in the pits now. Just as it's going to get out ahead, so is Sam. Is Finley going to get out ahead? He is.
Yes.
What about Giel? Is he going to get out of the pits? No, he's not ahead of him. He's actually still stuck behind next to Iceman, but he's closed into Thomas, who obviously we saw earlier had that 18 plus sort of like feel to it. However, Giel round the outside. Wow, what a move that is from Giel to chase down Thomas. He really wants to lead of this race. Well, once obviously everyone else in front of Thomas pits.
That move on Iceman there, that could be a contender for move of the race. That was just perfectly executed around the outside of him.
Very good overtake from Giel. And Giel is... He's quite a overtake masterclass sometimes in races. I feel he is kind of like that sort of person. He's quite quick as well, very quick. Can definitely put on a show in leagues and obviously just in general. And he's still fighting with Thomas for this lead. Thomas is getting away a little bit. However, Giel is definitely nothing to be underestimated. Thomas still stuck behind Finley. He's surely going to make a move now. Shouldn't need to worry about passing Finley here. Finley should just let him go. And he's gone and done that. That's good. Thomas up to third place then. With Sam and that's just ahead. Just about up the road ahead of Thomas then. Finley in fourth place at the moment, 8 tenths behind. Giel 4 tenths. He's closing on Finley, so he's much faster than Finley at the moment. Let's see what happens then. Oh, he's almost lost the car. Needs to be careful there, Giel. Let's see. Oh, Finley's just going to let him pass. Just like that. That's rather interesting. Chat Tip not even going to fight Giel. Just going to let him go. Let him get on a journey and catch Thomas. Oh, was that some rain? There's some rain. V8. I've just noticed there's some rain come down.
At least decided to pit, but he might have
Surely.
been wise to stay
What?
out for a little bit longer.
He's not going on the Inters this early, is he? He's not just seen the
No,
rain and
he
panicked.
couldn't have.
Well, let's
I'll keep
find out,
watching
shall we?
him and Iceman. They both come in at the same
Well,
time.
oh no, he's gone on hards. Iceman. Oh, I don't know what ties he's gone on. I think he's gone on the soft, so he's going for a very short run here, Iceman. Probably the best option to do there from Iceman, in my opinion, to try going on the softs. However, I don't know how heavy this rain will be. And Lucas is out now. What's happened to Lucas then? He's absolutely bottled it, it looks like.
We look at Valentino, we'll see maybe the wreckage of the car. And safety car is out.
Safety car's out. What's happened to him? Oh no, it's just gone. Literally, it's over in that corner. I don't know what he must have done. It's like he just smashed into that corner there.
5 retirements now.
Down to 13.
We'll have a look, see if Justice will come into the pits. On the hards, if he can wait and maybe go into the intermediates at the same time as everyone else. So, and Justice and Sam have both gone into the pits, but the rain is out, so...
Well, this safety car's interesting, isn't it? Because these guys are probably going to pit. Probably for soft tyres. I would assume. Or mediums. I wouldn't expect them to go on inters right now. However,
Justice has.
and Sam. Wow. I think this is
Quite early.
It's quite early. However, the safety car is out, and depending on how heavy this rain wants to get, Giel's coming to the pits as well. So Giel's took action. Depending on how heavy this rain wants to get, and also depending on when it is actually time for intermediates, like for retrospective, then Thomas could be in big trouble here. At the moment. And Lord Zen, what's he doing?
On the wets.
No, it's Aldrich, not Lord Zen. I was going to say that. What has he done, old Eric? Why has he gone on the wets? This is a disaster strategy. I think it's meant a downpour, isn't it? However, it's not time for wets. It's literally just started raining. It's not go. It's going to downpour. Well, looking at this, it's predictably going to downpour. But it's not time for wets. It's a poor decision. It's like the Toro Rosso in 2019 in Germany. Going on the wet tyres, it's literally just a little bit of a drizzle and maybe a little bit of a shower. Look at that. He's everywhere around the track. So
I think what the people who pitted on for the intermediates were thinking was that the field spread is so wide at the minute. The safety car's going to be out for ages.
I wonder if it's going to be.
Doesn't come in until the entire field is bunched up. It's going to take a long time for guys like Ark and Cydrus and Aldrich to get actually up to that front pack.
Well, this is like a lottery for both the dry tyre people on and the wet tyre people on, and obviously the wet tyres for Aldrich. I'm sure it's not going to get that wet just yet for wet tyres. I feel like he's going to get absolutely eaten alive, and he may not even keep that 11th place. Cydrus may even just say to him, what are you doing? Yeah, one of the Williams have pitted. That's Ped. She's gone on the intermediates. So right now, it's either too early for the intermediates, or it's too late for Thomas, Valentino, Finley, etc. to come into the pits. You don't know which one it's going to be. Right now, it looks like it's better to have the dry tyres on. However, under the safety car, it's still going to keep raining, and the track is going to become a lot more slippy and greasy, and that's going to help the intermediate drivers around the track much more than the medium tyre users or hard tyre users. Just have to wait and see from the restart, and also how long, if the dry tyres are the most optimum one. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see under the safety car. I'm just going to sort something out quickly. Hopefully, the safety car doesn't come in this lap. It shouldn't do. It'll be out for another lap. So I'm just going to fix something that I need to fix, or something I need to do.
Alright, so this is a mixed bag strategy, to be honest. You know, it could either work out perfectly for Justice, Sam, Gil, Pizza, and anyone that's pitted onto the intermediate, or it could really work out for the leader, IRL, T. Thomas. Yeah, ILR, T. Thomas.
It can go either way, in my opinion. It can go any way and can swing any way. Like I said, it's a massive gamble for those who have not pitted really, since they know that they'll have to pit probably earlier on.
I can see both strategies working.
It's a rather interesting one, if I'm honest.
I think the worst call for the drivers was Finley and Iceman pitting just that one lap too early, and they didn't fit the wet weather tyres. They've dropped track position to guys like Valentino and Gil, who I believe were behind them, around them, and now they're gonna have to come into the pit eventually. So Pizza, Kedge, Sidrust, Ark and Aldrich. Aldrich's coming to the pits and he's fitted the intermediates now.
Yeah.
Safety car's in this lap. So it's up to ILRT Thomas to control the pace here.
Oh, Aldrich's got a 10-second penalty for exceeding track limits. I'm sure that's not legitimate. There's a couple of guys who's actually not caught up yet. Two drivers, Ark and Alderic. Alderic's gone on to the intermediates again, so I think he's realised it's definitely not time for wets.
You're gonna have to watch Sam and Justice here to see if they've made the right strategy. Justice always spins.
Oh, Thomas did a similar thing, and he's caught up with Valentino. Has Valentino got wing damage from that? Yes, he has.
Oh no, Justice.
I think he has. Yeah, Valentino's had no luck so far. I know him quite well, and he's had no luck recently, and that's just adding to it. And he not only had to pit, you probably had to pit for new wing. Look at this, just us and Sam fighting for position. Thomas has got well away, kind of concluding what we were talking about earlier.
It's not wet enough.
No.
Thomas is already 2.7, almost 3 seconds ahead.
Oh, Valentino! Oh, Valentino almost completely losing the car. They're going side by side with Sam. It's very close. Valentino around the outside. Sam on the inside gives enough space. Valentino with a decent move on the outside of Sam there. Sam is going to slot in. However, he's just hit the rear of Valentino. I think that's something to do with the intermediates. Look at Finley, though, trying to look for a move. It's not worked for him either. Guil just behind them. 6th place on the This is very interesting. Look at Lord Zed. Faster than Guil. I was not expecting that. However, Sam is losing position to Finley. He'll just have to give up. There's no way he can keep going for this. And like you said, it's not time. Yeah, and look at Thomas. Thomas already almost 6 seconds ahead of 2nd place. So, this is not worked. Oh my word, Lord Zed, that was not a good move. That was not a good move at all from the Red Bull driver.
Reset to track, which, that's a hot topic. I don't know if it is
illegal.
All right to do.
However, he shouldn't be doing that. He made a very ambitious move, way too ambitious. And look at Valentino looking for a move on his teammate. Are they going to play the teammate game, or is Justice going to keep going for him? It looks like Valentino has much more pace out there. So, like you said, it's just not, you know.
Valentino is like the Daniel Ricciardo of CRL. He's incredibly quick, but he's just so unlucky.
Yeah.
Finley's up to third though. The Inters are beginning to really drop off. Yeah, Thomas has a 9 second gap to Valentino behind.
Yeah.
That is something else.
Remember though, however, these three will have to pit eventually. So Thomas is not all but safe yet. However, although he's got probably a very commanding lead, and I'm pretty sure he feels like he's riding off into the sunset right now. He feels like that sort of character which will do so, but he has to pit, and unfortunately for him, he might have to surrender that lead, and not only that, may have to even surrender the race win today, because he's going to lose quite a lot of time depending on when he decides to come in and when it's ready. But it's a difficult one, really. Let's see what happens here then. Finley behind Valentino.
Finley's come from 11th on the grid, and now he's in a podium position, pressuring Valentino. I've got wing damage, don't forget, so he's going to be a little bit slower. Finley could really take second place though.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Look at Finley, he's right behind him, just measuring up a move, and he's going to get the move. So, up to second place, Finley has 73. Valentino's going to drop off a little bit. However, we're just waiting for the turnover point when those mediums or hards will become too slippery for this track. How's Thomas doing on them right now? Is he starting to struggle, or is he doing alright? Oh, he looks like he's about to struggle. He's trying to struggle a little bit. Doesn't look too bad, though.
You can see that there is standing water on the track, so it is beginning to pile up. But is it still? Yeah, it's still raining. You can see it on your board camera.
You can also see that Thomas is struggling through, especially these long corners, and also you'll see through the hairpins as well. He will struggle through there. This chicane is going to be difficult for him as well. He's going to go quite slowly through there. We're going to start seeing gaps. And there we go. Thomas is in the pits. So Thomas has said enough is enough, and it's time to enter the pits. He knows that now it's probably time, rightly, for the intermediates to come in. And what's Finley going to do? Finley is staying out. So Finley choosing the different option. Valentino coming to the pits. Is he going to change his wing? I'm not 100% sure. Justas will move into the lead of this race, by the way. So this is very interesting. I wasn't expecting this. Thomas is going to lose out quite convincingly. He may even lose positions to Pizza Broken and Pedge, or is he going to get out? Oh, it's going to be close. I think they're going side by side, and I think Pizza Broken may even get the move done. He has done. So Pizza Broken ahead of Thomas, but Thomas is much quicker than the Mercedes driver there, maybe moving up to 5th place in a minute. However, Pizza Broken keeps 5th place just for now as Thomas closes in once again.
Valentino's all the way down to 11th now.
Yeah, Finley's lost position to Justas, by the way, just now as well. Yeah, Valentino down to 11th now. So he was competing for what you were saying, probably a podium. Because of this rain and because of the safety car, it's completely jotted down his position massively. So at the end of the day, this has just not benefited anyone, really, who stayed on and took the gamble. So Thomas probably wasn't his fault, and neither was it probably others. And DRS is now disabled, so when you see that sign, you know that it's pretty much ready for Inters anyway. So you'll expect Finley to come in this lap. He's losing positions
on slicks right now.
Yeah, he's dropping positions like flies. Gil has just powerlessly got past him, and unfortunately for Finley, he's not going to have a very fun race furthermore, because I believe Valentino's going to come out ahead of him. Maybe even Lord said, it depends on how much time he's lost. I doubt old Eric is going to be ahead of him. Pizza Broker's lost position to Pedge there. Has he gone wide or something? Because he was right next to Thomas at one point. Don't know what's happened to him.
Thomas's pace is probably just undeniably on a whole other level. That's no discredit to guys like Pizza, but Thomas is just, I guess he's just a master of the rain as well.
He needs to be a master of the rain if he wants to track down Gil and of course and Just As. Although we almost lost the car there. Gil's an interesting one though for Thomas because he knows that Gil has a 5 second. Well, if he's watching the stream, he would know Gil has a 5 second penalty from earlier. Sam and Just As, I don't think they've got any penalties, so
I can have a quick look. I know that Sam definitely does have a penalty.
Sam has a penalty. That's gonna be interesting towards the end. Then we could be seeing two.
Only one warning. He's kept it pretty clean.
Yeah, I know. Not really much action going on the track, and as I'm on board with Racing Point, I just want to discuss Racing Point in real life. Really, actually, what are your thoughts about Racing Point this season? Then, like, what do you think they're gonna do this season?
I think they can push for the upper reaches of the points. So I think they can possibly try and get past McLaren and Renault, and I think they can do that. They've looked pretty fast in testing, but like, you know, testing pace doesn't really mean much. But
Yeah,
I've always been a fan of Racing Point.
I don't really know, if I'm honest, if I like them or not. I do like the car though this year. I feel like their idea about not copying the Mercedes, but using their sort of like the same, almost the same body as them. It was a smart idea. Apologies about that. I just had a massive yawn midway through. I'm quite exhausted today, so expect that from me. I'm always get exhausted around this time, and I never really know why. However, Ark is now closing in on Valentino. In fact, Valentino probably just got past him and is now starting to escape away from Ark and also Iceman's grip. And Ark's gone well wide there. I don't know what he was planning there. Iceman gets the position up to 9th. Ark, oh, he's not even moving up a gear there. Completely revving out the car. Finley in 11th. He's trying to get that final point.
Ark almost lost the car coming out of that slow right-hander.
Oh, Finley, that's a good move.
Nice daring, but it made both drivers left adequate room, and that was a really nice overtake.
Yeah, that's a decent move from Finley, and obviously Ark had to make sure he was ready for something like that.
Top 4 is just they're miles ahead right now. Thomas is already back on back challenging the podium positions. Justice seems to be in a race of his own right now, but I think that gap is decreasing.
Right, so Gil, I think, at the moment is trying to close in on Sam, while Thomas is trying to close in on Gil. Both not close enough though to make respectable moves, although Gil is definitely getting closer and Sam will probably need to watch out quite soon. The Racing Point a little bit under threat from that Ferrari. Probably need to get used to saying that actually, if we're talking about maybe the challenge for podiums, as Gil's actually made a mistake and Thomas takes complete advantage and just literally just goes right in front of Gil and just says, hey, nice to give you a scare, I am now in 3rd place ahead of you. You're not going to try and make a move on me any day. So Gil down to 4th, Thomas up to 3rd, then the 2 Racing Points now go with double podium. But Just As once again gets away from Sam. There's now 2.3 seconds gap between the two. Thomas is closing in on Sam. Probably wants that race win that, let's be honest, he deserves. He showed in qualifying he had the pace. And in the race he's had the pace, so he definitely deserves the race win here. However, Just As is definitely keeping quite a commanding lead ahead of Sam at the moment. Let's see what happens then. Thomas will have to wait a little bit longer to get a move done on Sam. Sam just maybe just holding the line a little bit, making sure that he doesn't make any mistakes, doesn't want to make a mistake. Oh my god, here we are, we're back
Oh,
again.
God.
We're back again. Here we go. Oh my
Oh,
word. This is annoying because this is like one of the top positions to watch right now because obviously you're back on the straight. And I can't do much on board because if I do something on board, then my camera just dies on me. However, I think Sam's going to keep the position ahead of Thomas. Thomas is actually under pressure by Gil. I mean, you don't say. Look at that. How much pressure that must feel. Um, anyway, Thomas just sticking ahead of Gil right now. Gil just behind. These two have been a rather troublesome two of late. However, Sam just keeping it ahead of the two troublemakers behind, trying to make a move either on each other or on Sam. And here we go again. Just imagine you're actually sitting in the car, and this is actually happening for them too. Like, they must absolutely fuming if that happens. Just imagine it. You see it on the spectator, but just imagine seeing it while you're driving.
I wonder if they are actually seeing it like this.
They're not seeing it like that, I can tell you that. But if they were, and especially if it was a half wheel, Sam's gone well wide there. That's kind of a saviour. He's got a 3-second penalty there, but he's kind of saved us here from some rather interesting stuff.
It's like Sam's telling him to stop. Maybe the Gil and Thomas, they're both children, they keep fighting. Sam's like a parent and he's trying to tell them to get off each other. But yeah, they're actually separated now. That was a pretty adventurous couple of laps, but now Thomas is breaking into the 1 second gap. Justice, so I think Justice's tyres might be going off a bit.
Talk about the. Just want to say, you look at the. Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. You see these tyres, people are now starting to gabble on the wets. 5 laps remaining. That's kind of not going to be helpful for pizza, if I'm honest.
We'll have to see, but yeah, it doesn't. No, I don't think it'll help him. Valentino's back up into 6th place.
He's had a rather interesting race, hasn't he, Valentino? He's been at the all-time highs of in the top 3, and then at the all-time lows in some sense. Of being almost out of the points. And yeah. Let's see what happens then. Valentino going through the corner. He's quite far away. Gil trying to catch up with Sam. Probably wants to catch up to Thomas and have a little bit more of a scrap with him. Thomas might have a scrap with Justas soon though, however. 4 laps to go. Justas is struggling, like you said. These tyres are probably starting to wear out quite a lot.
Oh, Cydrus, I think, lost it, maybe. Yeah, Cydrus lost it.
Yeah, it's not good
it's
for
on old
Cydrus.
intermediates. Do you think not Thomas, Justice and Sam, Gian and Pedge, do you think they're all going to start suffering as well?
I wonder really, if I'm honest. I don't know how long these inters can go. However, the conditions do suggest that it's probably time for the full wet. However, putting it on the oh, Thomas!
Thomas has lost it.
Yep. Just wondering.
Older X going into the wets as well. Got nothing to lose, down in 13th. Thomas has already caught right back up to Justice here.
Hmm.
It's 8 lap inters compared to 14 lap inters. That's a
I think
6 lap difference.
I think Thomas has just got far superior tyres, and not only that, he's got far superior pace as well, perhaps. But we talked about Peter Broken on wet tyres. He seems to have a lot more pace than Iceman. Let's just go on the board with the guy on the wet tyres, because it could be interesting. There's yellow flags again. That is Cydrus, who's actually gone out of the race now. So, not very good for him.
I wish you could spectate the tyre drivers.
Yeah.
That, like, the wreckage has been cleared.
Oh, there's a safety car, by the way. That's a rather interesting ending there. Ark's going to go on to the wet tyres. The leaders, surely all of them are now going to switch to the wet tyres here.
We could end on the safety car, or have a
there is a
one-lap
possibility.
dash. I don't know. It's only, what, 4 laps to go. They're coming around start 3. So that would just give the win to Justice.
Yeah, so let's see what happens then. Pizza Broken's obviously going to stay out. However, unfortunately for Pizza Broken, he may be able to jump 2 or 3 positions. However, not that many. Oh, by the way, everyone has stayed out in front. I think it's fine to go to the end, except for Gil. Gil is going to come in. He's actually coming in on new inters, so Gil's not going to favour the wet tyres. He feels like wet tyres are not the right way to go. So, rather interesting there. Pizza Broken. Not feeling the same. What about Pedge? We'll find out what tyres he comes on. I think it's the wets, is it? No, it's the more inters. So, I believe Pizza Broken's the only one that thinks the wets are the best tyres to go. So, like you said, there is a chance here with a few people pitting. And also with Aldrich being so far back, we could actually be seeing this finish behind the safety car. Just have to wait and see.
Where was Gil? What position was he?
He was P4. He's got the freshest tyres.
He's not actually lost any positions in all of this, so this is probably pretty smart from him. Depending on when the safety car comes in, if it does come in, Gil will have undeniably the best pace out of the top 4.
Oh, safety car's in this lap.
What?
This is not good for Gil then. Well, it actually is, because he's going to catch up.
No, he's going to have to catch up.
It's good for Valentino, 5th place.
Not good for Pedge though, because he's basically lost out to Iceman by 5 seconds. And Gil's caught up right to the back of them. Gil could win this race.
Pizza Broker's right at the back of Pedge, so we'll obviously see how much faster Pizza Broker may be. So, yeah, Justice is on for winning this race, you know, and Thomas is going to be behind. So it's going to be a Lithuanian 1-2 here. So that's going to be rather entertaining to see. So let's see what happens here then. Thomas probably focus on getting that win. Sam, where's he at the moment? He's getting attacked by... Sorry, no, Gil's getting attacked by Valentino, who's also tried to attack Sam down the inside there from Valentino. And Sam's gone off the track. Valentino almost loses the car, but keeps the car on the track. So Valentino up to 4th place, and Sam moves down to 5th. Gil up to 3rd place now. And look at this, Thomas on Justas then, side by side through this corner. I think Thomas gets the lead of the race. And look at Gil though. Gil closing in on Justas, and he needs to get past Justas as quickly as possible if he ever wants to try and challenge Thomas, who Gil has the much better tyres on as well. And look at this, Gil now making a move on Justas through this corner. It's pretty tricky. Got to time it right, and he's done that pretty well. And now Gil is on for winning this race. He's got 1 lap to catch Thomas, who's gone 7 tenths ahead. However, look how much better the Gil's tyres should be than Thomas, since Gil's tyres are much more fresher.
Can't forget though, Gil's got that 5-second time penalty.
Yeah, we have to...
So we're going to have to see... I can have a look, see if Thomas has any penalties.
I
Thomas
would
without a
don't.
warning at all.
I
So
was gonna say don't reveal it, but never mind. It doesn't matter. He hasn't got a warning at all, so it's pretty much been an ace race for Thomas on the majority part of it. And it's has Sam going wide again. Sam's completely cut the corner and gets another 3-second time penalty there. Valentino is up to 4, so Valentino could potentially still get a podium if Justice makes a small mistake. Gil won't catch up with Thomas through here. He's probably have like a few more opportunities to go. Valentino at the moment.
Gil's gonna go up the inside, and the 18 plus F1. He's ghosted him.
Oh no, here we go again. Last lap drama, quite literally. Rather appropriate drama to watch everyone, and they're actually taking it a little bit more sensible this time.
I think Justice Valentino.
Not quite unquote
Spun.
mounting each other. Oh, Valentino spun. Oh no.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, he's not had the luck towards the end here. Not what he wants to see, and he's almost losing the car as well. So those intermediates have been a little bit rocked up after probably a spin, like you said, or probably drifting around the corner. It did not work. So Sam might get 4th place after all. However, penalties will play an interesting factor into it. 3rd place Justas has lost out to the 2 leaders, who the 2 leaders will probably have a sprint to the line. However, Gil had a 5-second penalty, and Thomas has had no warnings at all. So he's had a completely clean race here, Thomas, and into the final 3 corners. And to finish it off, who's going to win this race provisionally? This really is a dash to the line. I think it's Gil. I think it's Gil who's made it. So Gil makes it to the line first. However, Thomas does win this race on penalties. Gil doesn't lose position to Justas. Sam then will finish 4th place. However, he's not enjoying that as Valentino takes 4th place. Next is Iceman then. Is he getting 6th or will he get 5th? He's gotten 5th. So Sam's still moving down the order. And he's moved down the order again. How much penalties did Sam get? And he hasn't lost it out to Pizza Broken. I was going to say for a minute, surely he's not going to lose out to 8th place, but that's not what he wants to see. Finley moves up to 8th from Pizza, who finishes 9th. Lord said in 10th, and Ark and Aldrich, who probably wants to forget these races, but finishing 11th and 12th. But yeah, it's been a pretty disastrous race for old Eric, who's probably hit it so many times. Let's see what happens. Anyway, Valentino leaves the session. He's probably frustrated not to get that podium at the end of the day after that spin, obviously. However, old Eric's going to finish it off. And the Renault driver finishes in a respectable P12. So Finley will lead the session as well. So now the drivers are all going to lead the session. Some happy, some maybe not so happy. However, we're going to finish it off with a Lithuanian, 2 Lithuanians on the podium. So think about if we had a 3rd Lithuanian there, a complete Lithuanian podium, something you don't see every day in league racing. However, you got 2 of them in on the podium, which is great to see, and also a French driver as well. Of Gil gets another podium in CRL. However, he's still not got his win just yet. However, obviously we're only 3 rounds in. There's still a long way to go. But Thomas once again puts on a performance to die for. A wonderful performance, I must say, from the Lithuanian driver, who finishes on the top spot. Gil in 2nd, Justas 3rd, Valentino in 4th. Maybe should have preferred, would have preferred a 3rd place. Next is Iceman 5th, Pedge in 6th, Sam 7th, Finley 8th, Pizza Broken 9th, and Lord Zed in 10th place. A lot of penalties dished out on and off. And so we're just going to wait and make sure this ends. So what did you think of this race then, V8? What are your thoughts on it?
I thought it was a pretty tough one to call, actually. I thought it was really good, though. I didn't expect Gil to make the pit stop in the end, and it worked out beautifully for him. The safety car definitely brought adversity into this race, so did the rain. So I think this race has almost anything, and everything. So the Spanish Grand Prix, especially,
Yeah.
this race, this track doesn't really provide the greatest of races. I think it was
Mm.
fairly decent.
Yeah. Right. Before we end this off, let's just pick two drivers of the day then. Starting with myself, I'm going to say Valentino. He had a difficult race to start off. Had to start off on the softs. I think he's had a rather up and down race, but in the end, I think moving up 6 positions on a track like Spain, and also considering how much bad luck he may have received in race and qualifying, I'm going to take the driver of the day and give it to him. So moving on to your driver of the day, who's it going to be?
I'm inclined to agree with you. I think Valentino, he had such a tough one today. You also got to commend Thomas and Gil putting on a really good show,
Really good
fighting
show.
each other. A
Anyway,
very good show, yes.
anyway, yeah, I think Thomas as well would deserve a very, very good mention. Obviously, of course, not picking up a single warning at all during the race on either of the conditions. So Thomas there, obviously, is probably our second selection of driver day. So, however, unfortunately, obviously the race is done. So we will obviously have to leave the stream here, and obviously it's been a great stream. We'll see you next week, where we're actually at the Principality of Monaco, one of the prestigious tracks and the toughest tracks on the F1 calendar. And we will see you obviously next week, where hopefully we get some more good CRL action.